I'm all for the body positivity movement, but also, Jennifer, I'm also for being honest. And if we are not honest with people, and that includes
Right.
many people that seek health care, where most of their problems are caused by lifestyle disease, if we're not honest with them, we are not doing them no favors by just giving them another drug and saying, "Oh, it's okay," and love your body. And well, yeah. And one of the things is like I love people who are overweight. I've been an overweight person. So is my wife. So is my kids. I love overweight people as much as I love everybody. And that's why I want to talk to them about that, because I love them. And the most dangerous thing we can do as Americans is to be overweight. Cardiovascular disease from being obese causes more deaths than anything in America, period. Car wrecks, cancers, all that. So that's why I preach it.
Yep. And I know, your story, and I respect that and love that about you guys, that it does come up from a place of the heart and being there, and it can't be denied that, most women with PCOS are overweight. And this is a consequence, again, of those higher levels of androgens. Right. Well, where do those higher levels of androgens come from? Well, they come from elevated insulin, which comes from eating a crap diet, Yeah. And we can get away with a lot of that in our 20s and 30s. But man, once you hit like 33, 34, 35, it's become so imperative to watch your diet and to really start living, for the future, right? Like for longevity, like not so much in the moment anymore, because we do know that, increased levels of androgens lead to increased obesity, heart disease, diabetes, and even, again, risk of like having a beard for women, like increased facial hair. So we can definitely dive into diet. I know your guys' view on diets, and I love it. So I can't wait to talk about it with you guys today. But
I think what we're really saying to summarize this is that our lifestyle and our day-to-day activities and habits are important, just not for today, but in the future. And so one of the things that I like to tell young women is that prepare today, because your body is going to be responding for what happened, right? Because that's chronic illnesses don't usually get diagnosed until they've been sitting around and finally something sends you in. So, if we're talking about the issue of fertility, I mean, we really have to start with when we're healthy to maintain that and to get to that. And I know we're talking about healing too, but it's super important, I think, from an early age to start being healthy so your body's prepared for this. Because I think that's part of the issue too. If we're preparing a young lady in her life as she wants to have children, it starts early. And I think that's really,
Yeah, I think that's such a wise thing to bring up, Janet, too. Like if we look at the work of like Weston A. Price, right? So he would travel and study indigenous cultures and what made those cultures healthy. Like we did see that women in their, 13, 14, 15-year-old women were set aside, given special diets, given organ meats, like really, really taken care of, because the tribe, the cultures knew that fertility is like a gift and we need to really like respect this gift. And no longer do we really think that, in the United States, we're just like, what we want now, and we want no matter the consequences. And it does kind of, it makes me nervous and it makes me sad to look around and see, with the invent of IVF, where we can like forcefully, allow a woman to carry a child, despite the fact that she might be really sickly. Like, what does that look like in 10 years for the mother, for the father? What does that look like in 20 years for the child? What are we passing along epigenetically, genetically to that child? And what's the next generation going to look like? How much better to take control of our health now, like personally take control of our health and give the gift of health, not just to our family now, but to our future children. So I'm right with you on that.